opening up. Here we go. Woohoo! Ready to roll. Yeah, look at everybody already jumping in.
Hello, good morning, everybody. Good afternoon, wherever you're from. I see people in their car like me.
Yes.
Traveling Blueberries again.
Yes.
Traveling.
On the road.
Get out. Hey, partner.
Nice. So I also want to, I see Crystal just jumping in here. Where'd she go? So I will give a minute and I will allow her in as co-host as well. We have some amazing speakers today. Pretty cool.
Yeah, we got a whole group today. Hi, Eric.
Yeah, nice. All right. Well, here we are on our Tuesday. We love our Tuesday mornings with everybody. This is so cool. Yes, look at Marie Louise is already saying good morning to everybody.
Good morning.
Good morning into the chat because we just love connecting with everybody. And boy, you hear that doorbell going off. That just means everybody wants to be in here. Wow, we are starting to kick things off. We're going to be letting a lot of people in here. Give it a few minutes while we let people give it a second to log in. But really quick, can you just put into the chat how you are using drones in your industry? Not everybody here is a pilot, but maybe you're a recreational flyer. Are you a commercial flyer? Are you doing some other aspect of the industry? So, we're all about networking, right? So go ahead, throw it into the chat, introduce yourself. We have education for girls. See, there's a lot of well-rounded versatility here as to how we're using drones. If you're flying, are you flying commercial or are you flying recreational, right? And
are you flying FPV?
Yeah.
Getting more and more FPV. We got some FPV pilots on here.
All right. Eric is purely recreational.
Yeah, he sure is.
Yeah. Our guest speaker, Elena, has put in there how she is using it, and she is a recreational flyer. Pretty cool. Kimberly has posted in there. Hi, Kimberly. Hey, she's at the Oceanside Fire Department. That's right up in my area. Just not today because I'm traveling. All right. I love it. Make those connections. Put your information in there. Reach out. That's what it's all about. LaQuata, we haven't seen you in
a while. Hey, LaQuata.
Hi, LaQuata.
School must be out.
Yeah, school is out.
That's what it is. Good to see you. We always know when school's out.
Yeah, you know it because I got time now.
That's right. A little bit. You never have time. Come on, who are you kidding?
Yeah, because summer camp starts in 2 weeks. So
that's right. Exactly.
Just a quick breather.
Great to have you.
Yeah, just a quick breather. Still have a couple more people jumping in here. Good to see everybody jumping in, saying stuff on the chat. Keep it going. Oh my gosh, Ron Owens recommended you, Kimberly. Wow, that's fantastic. Ron Owens, we've actually had him here on the Coffee Connection. We want him to be a guest speaker. He's wonderful, doing amazing things up there in Oceanside. So can't say enough good things about him. So with that, I am excited to share about our spotlight speaker. We have Elena George today. She's joining us from the FAA. She started with the FAA back in 2019. She's the program specialist with the UAS Office of Safety and Integrations. She is one of the administrators for the UAS CTI program, which is actually how I met her originally. And she works on the outreach and engineer engagement, regarding UAS before the FAA. Before this, Alina worked at, this sounds fun, Spark fun electronics. I can't wait to hear more about that. So Elena, we are super excited that you're here to join us today and share about Let's Fly Right. Alina, I'm going to go ahead and make you spotlight for today. Thank you.
All right.
Welcome. Let's kick it off by telling us a little bit about yourself and how you actually got started with the FAA.
And Elena, can you also introduce your co-hosts?
Yes.
Yes.
So good morning. My name is Elena George. You already heard that little bit about me. We've actually got two other folks from the FAA here today as well. We've got Deanna Brooks, and we've got Crystal Esial. And they're both here. They're wonderful. So Deandra works actually with me in the AUS office, so UAS integration. And Crystal is with our Office of Communications. So super excited to have both of them here with me today as well. A little bit more about me. Like Desi said, I joined the FAA about 3 years ago, 3 and some change at this point. And I was super excited. I've always been really into aviation and honestly, more specifically, science fiction, which drones are science fiction coming to life, like happening right now. And I'm so excited about everything that's going on. And AUS is the best place to be because we are on the cutting edge of everything and we're seeing everything as it happens. And yeah, it's all really, really exciting. A lot of what I do with AUS, with the UAS integration office is outreach and engagement. So speaking to people, which is one of my favorite things to do. And we are doing a lot of really cool stuff this year. Of course, with the, what happened in 2020, the pandemic, and coming back from that, like we are now able to start traveling again. So we've been doing quite a bit of travel recently. We were in Orlando at the end of April for AUVSI's Exponential, which was amazing. The FAA did have a booth there. And I'm sure, if any of you were there, hopefully you stopped by. I probably met you. I will say that it was super busy and it was just so nice to be out amongst people talking about drones and just making connections, which obviously that's what this is as well. And then we were actually just in Omaha, Nebraska, a couple of weeks ago, doing the same thing. We were talking to people and really making sure that we were fostering connections between academia, so high school and colleges, and local government, public safety, and just the general public to let them know what's happening in their community about drones and making sure that we were making all of those connections. Another really, really exciting thing that we're doing this year is Drone Safety Day. So if it's okay with you, Desi and Kim, I'm just gonna jump right into a little bit more about Drone Safety Day.
I love it. Yes.
All right, perfect. So Drone Safety Day is an evolution of what used to be Drone Safety Awareness Week. This year, it is going to be June 18th, which is coming up in a little bit less than a month. So Drone Safety Day is a crowdsourced safety campaign. Of course, at the FAA, we are 100% focused on safety. And specifically with the UAS integration office, we are focused on drone safety. And our challenge, and it's kind of a large one, is to really reach all of the people that we want to connect with, because there are so many of you that we want to talk with you and make sure that we are getting the message out. Drone Safety Day is a little bit different. We are collaborating with industry and community leaders to really push that safety message out and make sure that we can share it not only with you, but you all can then share it with your communities. Drone Safety Day is really an opportunity for businesses, public safety organizations, clubs, all sorts of folks to really show your local communities how drones are safely being used for the community, and all those really incredible benefits that I know you all know that come with drones, from safety benefits, societal benefits, economic benefits, and we're really just making sure that people are staying safe while they're flying their drones and using their drones for safety. This is a really perfect time as well for drone enthusiasts and recreational flyers. I saw that there are a number of you on here to really share your passion about drones, to share it with your friends, with your family, with your neighbors. You get to be that person who talks about their really cool hobby, which, let me tell you, I'm doing all the time. Even my drone is my dog is into drones. She does try and eat my drone every time it flies by. I live in DC, so I can fly my drone in my apartment. And she's very excited about it. So one thing, it's one thing to read about how the FAA is safely integrating drones. And there's a lot of reading that you can do, but really being able to see it for yourself is something that brings the message home for people. And when I say people, I mean, everybody in the US. Drones are really proliferating and getting out there, and we want to make sure that people are flying drones safely, and that people understand that drones are not scary. Like, they're actually a lot of fun, and we want them to make sure that they understand how to fly them safely and how to use this incredible tool. So with that in mind, we are encouraging people to fly right, right being an acronym. So I'm very proud of this one. We think it's very clever. So R for register your drone. I for interact with others, which is really what Drone Safety Day is about. G is gain knowledge. H, have a safety plan. You got to have those pre-flight checks and post-flight checks. Make sure everything's all in order, your batteries, your props, everything's good. And T, take the trust and train. And so for those of you who are rec flyers, I'm sure you've already done this. I've done this myself, taking the trust. And the trust is really wonderful. It is on our website. It is free. And there are a number of different test administrators for it. So I think it's a really, really good way, first step into a wider world of drones.
Really quick, can I throw in congratulations? I love Fly Right.
Oh,
I think it's a
good.
fantastic job. It's so perfect. I love it.
Oh, I'm so glad that you like it. It is pretty clever. And I think it hits all of the things that you really need to know before you get started.
Yes.
So definitely register your drone. Obviously, that's on Drone Zone. Interacting with others, I think, is super important. Just as drones are, really getting out there and we're using more and more of them. Again, incredible tool. And we're seeing it in all sorts of safety inspections. Public safety is using them. We've got drone delivery, like really interacting with others and talking to them about, if you're a rec flyer, your passion, and if you're using it for work, then what you're doing. I think that's incredibly, incredibly important.
Mhm.
Gaining knowledge, always important. There's so much to learn about drones, about what's happening with them, and about how they're being used. Of course, it's technology. So technology is always changing, and drone technology in particular is changing very quickly. So keeping abreast of that is another really important factor in flying drones. Having a safety plan, I kind of went into this a little bit, but you all know that when you're flying, you have to make sure that you've got your pre-flight checklist, making sure that none of your props are broken, that you've got enough battery time, that you're not going to run out or anything like that, making sure that you are flying in the correct space, that there are no TFRs, or that it's not controlled airspace. And if it is, that you have the appropriate waivers and authorizations. And then of course, taking the trust, and eventually, possibly taking your Part 107. I think all of that is really, really vital to know as you are getting started in drones. So I'll show you a couple of images in just a minute. We've got some pretty cute images for Fly Right that you are welcome to use in all of your social media. I'm going to take a pause. Are there any questions?
I know there's a lot of comments going back
Okay.
and forth. I get a kick out of Maria Luis. She says, right on.
Oh, wonderful.
So, yes.
I love it.
There were some comments that were asked and addressed already, actually, but Eric had mentioned that needs to be trademarked because he is does trademark and patents. So, couple of other comments in there. One was already answered from Deandra about the trust program and what age do you are you eligible for that?
It is open to all ages.
So awesome, awesome. And that's for recreational flyers. There she is. She's
That's
putting in
correct.
some more information in there. So if anybody has questions on that, there's a link in there that was provided for that one. So
Perfect.
yes, so thank you. And didn't mean to interrupt
No,
but
you're fine.
I love when it's engaging because this is an opportunity for people to ask their questions, and so we like to see questions popping up in there. So feel free to put questions into the chat if anybody has any questions.
I will take more breaths because I feel like I just kind of did a lot of talking. So I want to make sure that there are rooms for questions because I know that you like to keep all of this conversational. So I don't want to, hog the spotlight here.
So I think we were kind of segueing into, you had talked about where people can be involved
Yeah.
and how do they promote the safety side of things. And you have those really cool logos and things that they could use. If you could share those and maybe share a little bit about how can people be involved? And there's actually
Sure.
two sides to being involved. Not only is there hosting an event or promoting something, but how do you get that out there and get the word out and
Absolutely.
engage others?
Absolutely. So let's take the first part, right? How do you host an event? And so we've actually got a great partner this year, the National Center for Autonomous Technology. And if you don't know about them, look it up. I'm sure Deandra is going to pop the link in the chat in just a second. But they are our partner for Drone Safety Day this year, and you can find all of the information on their website. So you will see that more events, populate as the date gets closer. And if you want to attend events, you can attend any one of them that you like. So these events they're going to be virtual, they're going to be in person, they're going to be hybrid. You just got to click into it and take a look. Of course, you can host your own event. And so that's also going to be on the website. So if you don't mind, actually, is it okay if I share my screen?
Oh, please do. Please do.
Awesome.
So you should have yep, there you go.
There we go. Okay, so this is the FAA website. And Deandra is probably going to pop that link into the chat as well. So on this, we've got a little bit of information. We've got Fly Right here, and we've got Drone Safety Day logos here that you can download and use in your social media or in your event. If you're putting on an event, you can put it in your flyers, you can print it out, big, small, whatever you want. And we've got really great images for fly right. And I'm just going to go ahead and click on this one real quick for you. There it is, fly right. And we've got a separate one for each letter. They are in squares and in rectangles, whichever you prefer, depending on what social media you're using. But every letter's got one. And actually, let me click on G, because I think G is very cute. It's got a little image that is specific to whatever the letter is. So each one of those is going to be different. But here we go, fly right, gain knowledge. So back to the main page. Something else that's really important that we're doing this year in all of the different events that we are, and all of the different outreach that we're doing, we've got 5 focus areas this year: education, economics, equity, environment, and emergencies. So we're colloquially calling them the 5 E's. And maybe I'll get a laugh out of this. If you say all of the 5 E's together, it kind of sounds like a drone. E, sort of. Okay, it's a little silly. But we go a little bit into each one of these. And so if you want to put on an event focusing on any one of these 5 focus areas, you can absolutely do that. And actually, hang on, I've got the Drone Safety Day website on NCAT pulled up here as well. So if you go to host an event, sorry, this doesn't just take a second, you can actually pick which one of the focus areas you are focusing on, if you are focusing on any one of them. You don't have to, but if you are, you can do it like that. And you can also search the events through those focus areas. So right now, and there's a handy little map here as well. So these are the events that we've got currently. And you can see on the map that we've got a couple in Puerto Rico as well. So those will also populate on the map. So if you're looking to find an event near you, take a look at the map. That might be easiest. And you can also just click into any one of these, and it'll give you the event info. All right, any questions for that?
Do they have to be a member of NCAT to put their event on here?
Great question. And the answer is no, you don't have to be a member to put your events on NCAT. And just to be, just for your awareness, there are 2 different, what are those called? Bars? Menus. There's one at the top here that's for NCAT specifically, and then there's one at the bottom for Drone Safety Day. So make sure you're clicking on the menu that is yellow for Drone Safety Day.
Does the event have to be, so when is the actual Drone Safety Day?
Sure. So Drone Safety Day is on June 18th. That is a Saturday. We wanted to make sure that people could come out and attend the events and also host the events while they're not in school or not in class, also not at work. I recognize that that's not everybody, but hopefully that this grants a little bit more freedom for people to participate.
Also, so Master Your Drone is having their first event, and that's going to be June 17th. So it's the day before, it's in the evening.
Amazing.
And can I do that on, can I add that as drone, because we're kind of doing it in honor of Drone Safety Awareness Day. So
Gotcha.
Can it be the day before?
Yeah,
that's
an awesome question. I will say that if it is a paid event, we're not posting those on Drone Safety Day. And
it's not a paid
perfect.
event. Yeah.
And as long as it's talking about drone safety, I think that would be fine.
Okay. Cool. And we're having 25 food trucks.
Ooh, I love food trucks.
You get a map with the food trucks while you learn about drones.
I'm
Who's
so
coming?
hungry.
Who's coming to Philly?
You know, it's been a while since I've been to Philly. I'm in
Come on up,
DC.
baby. Come on up.
It's only 2
It'll be
hours.
fun. It's in the evening. It's from 4:30 to 7. So we have food trucks. We have PA Drone Association will be there.
Amazing.
We're hosting it, and we couldn't do it on Saturday, so we're just doing it on Sunday. But on Friday, I'll put it on the website. So cool.
That's awesome.
I just didn't know. I didn't know I could put it on the website. Cool.
No, thank you for sharing. I think that sounds awesome. That really sounds like a lot of fun. And one day, you know, maybe I'll be able to take a drone from DC to Philly in like 45 minutes. I think that would be great. One of these days. All right. What other questions do we have? I mean, I do want to say that, like, I think don't be afraid if your event is going to be too small. I think there have been some really, really great events. And last year, for example, like there was one drone pro that I talked to, and he had an event in his neighborhood. And he just like put flyers up in the neighborhood and put it on the Facebook group, you know, pretty like small scale. But there was a woman who brought her 2 daughters, and they had so much fun. I'm pretty sure that they're going to be back this year for anything about flying. They got to try out drones. They got to see all the cool things that they could do. And this is a really, really great way to make sure that we're reaching out to kids, especially girls, and show them that, you know, aviation is accessible for them, and it is for girls and women and everybody, honestly. So I think that's another really important thing to keep in mind, and something that, you know, as we talk about equity, we really want to make sure that this portion of aviation, that all of aviation and drones more specifically it's open to everybody, right? There are opportunities for all operators. Now that I'm thinking about that, operators and opportunity, anyway. And it really provides this awesome and accessible pathway into aviation. And this is one of the things that I absolutely love about drones, that it's open for everybody.
I love that. And there are a lot of people on this Coffee Connection that are deeply involved with the STEM aspect of things. And that's just building our future. And so incorporating a STEM event into it is just a fantastic way to do an outreach. You know,
Absolutely.
And I love that you touched on, it doesn't have to be huge. It can be a very small event, and you're still inspiring the future.
Absolutely.
Fantastic. Do you have other examples of what people have done in the past? There's other options if you're not hosting a in-person event. There's other options via an online webinar or things like that. Do you have examples for people?
For sure. Last year, we had a number of people who did, I guess last year was mostly virtual, honestly, who would do like sessions about, you know, hey, I work for the fire department. This is what we do with our drones, and like show, you know, a couple of videos, or just talk through, like show off what drones they're using. I know that we had a couple of drone racers specifically who showed off all of the drones that they have and talked about how they built them. Because when you're doing FPV racing, typically you build your drones. You can talk about soldering, you can talk about how to program things, anything like that. So, you know, I think there are a lot of options if you don't necessarily want to have something in person. And I will say that another thing, and something that we did do last year actually, was we had some virtual drone races. So there are a couple of sims that you can use, of course, and you can just host it on Twitch. Like that would be an amazing drone event. And a lot of fun. And you know, for the people watching, you can watch in third person view if you get a little queasy in first person view. So that's kind of nice. So
Oh, I love a FPV drone event where it's virtual. That would be great.
wouldn't that be amazing? And
That would be fun.
this is exactly what Twitch is for. You know, you just people, my brother specifically is on Twitch a lot. And he watches people playing video games. That's what it's for. That's what people do on there. And I think, like, how cool is it to actually watch people flying their drones virtually in races, in freestyle, and whatever else you want to do, and just like be exposed to drone flying that way. Other things I think that are really great about using sims is that if you crash a drone, which happens, you know, you're not out a couple $100. It's a good way to really learn what you're doing before you actually get out and do it.
And a lot less expensive.
I mean, drones in general are a lot less expensive, definitely.
Yes, and although I found that if you crash them, you actually learn to repair them. So you learn that tech side of things as well, right?
Yes, and drone maintenance is really it's really huge right now. And the FAA actually has a couple of grants that we just put out. And I might tap on Deandra here to talk a little bit more about those, but one of them is specifically for maintenance. And I believe the other one is for STEM education. Deandra, sorry to put you on the spot here.
I'm going to find the links for those grant programs and post them in the chat.
That would be
Perfect.
perfect.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much.
Yes, thank you.
So I believe those grants are open until June 10th. So if you have a program, go ahead and read into it, read about them. And then, you know, if you can and you're eligible, you should definitely apply. I think it's a really great way to get your programs really like some, what is the word that I'm looking for? Some legs. That's not right.
So Kim had asked about her event being the day before and if that was a issue or not. Is there, outside of that type of thing, is there a time frame that you're recommending people host, or is it just we just really want to do an outreach and reach out and educate others, so there's no time frame on it? Or are you saying during normal business hours type of thing?
So great question. So Drone Safety Day itself is on June 18th, right? What we would love to see is like hashtag Drone Safety Day, tagging FAA Drone Zone, a lot of that kind of activity on the 18th, to really, really like just have this kind of viral explosion of drones on the 18th. And you should always talk about drone safety. Like these images on the website, I'm still sharing my screen, aren't I? Yeah.
Mhm.
Any of these images, if you've downloaded them, go ahead and use them. Continue to use them all the time. Always talk about safety. You can never talk about safety enough. So does that kind of answer your question?
Yep, keep it going. That's what it is, right?
Yes. We
Don't
don't
just
want this to
hone
be
in on
one day and finished, right? Like we want this to be a continuous conversation about drone safety.
Yes, yes. And we are all ambassadors for this industry. And so, yes, it is something that should be an ongoing thing.
Yes.
So kind of switching gears a little bit, is Drone Safety Day the only outreach that has happened, or was there something a little more regional that you just had as well?
Yes. So we actually are going out to all 9 of the regions and doing regional events. We're super excited about this. And now that COVID is kind of fading a little bit, we have more room to travel, literally. We've got the whole country. And so we actually just had our first regional event in Omaha. It is called Droning On, and then whatever region it is, edition. So that was Central Edition. And we're super excited about actually getting out and talking to the different regions and doing things locally. So coming up, we've got Southern region, we've got New England, and we've got the Great Lakes region. So we're still working on solidifying a few dates and locations, but as soon as we've got more information, we can absolutely let you know. And one of the things that we really want to do is connect with people in each of those regions. So having you come out to attend. So we've got, an education day, a public safety local government day, and a more sort of drone fair day. That's really going to be up to our regional administrators, but we are reaching out to local drone flyers, drone operators to participate, maybe to come speak, talk about what you're doing with your drones, how you're using them, and what really cool initiatives are happening across the country. So we've got those 3 coming up this year, and then we are going to be doing the rest of them in 2023. We're very excited about that.
Awesome. So there's so many opportunities for outreach right now. And so continuing on with it, or even just getting yourself out there in just various ways and showing yourself and promoting it in a positive ways. There's so many different ways. Somebody said, and you do, Desi, drone on and on. So, but I love doing outreach. And so it's fantastic that the FAA is doing the Drone Safety Day, the regional events, and there's just so many different resources for it. It doesn't
Absolutely.
have to be in person. It can
And
be.
oh, sorry.
Yes, I like it.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, please feel free to reach out to me at any point. Myself, the rest of our team in the UAS Drone Integration Office, we love talking to people. We love connecting with people, and as the federal government, we're here to support you. So let us know how we can help. There are actually 2 super important ways. One, of course, you can reach out to me, but also we've got the support center. And if you've got questions about just about anything, you can write them, and they have such an incredible breadth of knowledge. They'll be able to help you, no problem. And so, Deandra, if you don't mind putting that email in the chat, for those of you who don't already know it, it is uashelp@faa.gov. But there is also a phone number. I believe it is 1-844-FLY-MY-UA.
Nice. Boy, Deandra, kudos to her. You hardly say things and she's boom, got that.
Oh yeah,
link in there. She's amazing.
She's incredible.
Yeah.
I could not do anything without her.
That's fantastic. I would like to circle back briefly to the conversation we were talking about STEM.
Yes.
What types of things is the FAA doing to implement STEM? I know you had that grant. She was going to be looking up some of that information as well. So can you elaborate a little bit about what the FAA is doing to incorporate STEM as we move
Absolutely.
forward?
So we're doing a number of different things. as we talk about drones and stuff, so we've got I would say two main programs here. We've got the FAA's Aviation and Space Education program. We also just call it APSED. And this is about all of aviation, right? So this teaches children, young adults, and young adults about all the different careers that there are in aviation and in aerospace, which are a variety, right? You don't have to be a pilot necessarily. You can be in engineering, you can be in design, you can be in outreach, right? Definitely you're gonna need people in finance. So there are a variety of careers in aviation and aerospace that don't have to necessarily be be a pilot. So this program specifically, STEM APSED, it provides a lot of resources for educators. It also did create the FAA Airport Design Minecraft Challenge. So if you're all aware of that or not aware of that, I'm sure that Deandra will put that link into the chat. It was very cool. People using Minecraft, students using Minecraft to create new airport designs. Through AVSAD, we actually have a lot of different STEM career fairs and events. So be on the lookout for those as well. In the past couple of years, they have been virtual, and I think that's really amazing because it allows students from all over the country to participate in these events, and not just, in the DMV, so DC, Virginia, Maryland region, or who can travel to DC. So really, I love this whole virtual aspect because it really makes things more accessible. So I just gotta say, like, having worked a couple of those, students are super excited about drones, and they're really excited about aviation. Our booth in the UAS integration office is always busy. And, that's just maybe my own, like, I love drones, so I'm always really excited about that. Another way that we are using drones to encourage interest in STEM is really getting out there and participating in events like that, STEM fairs, career fairs, other like STEM events. We love talking about all the different ways that drones can be used. So I've mentioned a couple of times that drones are an incredible tool. And I think that's one of the most amazing things about them, that they can be used in anything, right? Not just for, drone delivery and inspections, but also you can be super creative with them, which I know a number of you are as it is. Take beautiful, beautiful, incredible photos that you could not take otherwise. But also I know that drones are being used in film. We can talk about Red Notice. A lot of that was filmed with drones, especially in that museum scene, which I think is really, really incredible, using it for journalism as well. I know that CNN specifically is using a lot of drones. That's the first one that comes to mind. And sorry, I feel like I'm rambling a little bit. Are there any questions about any of that right now? I do want to say about the STEM AVSED program that they have a really, really great initiative that they're doing. It's called Adopt a School. And so Deandra is going to put a link into the chat about that so you can read a little bit more information on it. I am not necessarily the best person to talk to about it. I know that it's happening and I know that it's amazing. They are going out to schools to start and set up drone programs and aviation programs there. So that's definitely something to look into.
That's incredible. Yes, yes.
Are there other questions, like things that I haven't, that I've totally missed because I haven't been following the chat?
You know, the chat has just been going, but it's more a lot about comments. So if anybody has posted a question or would like to circle back to a question, there's just been a lot of activity. And that's one of the nice things about this actual community of networking that we have is there is just so much networking amongst everybody and help and ideas. So I actually had posted a question and I hope to get some feedback from it of people posting their ideas of what they might want to do for a drone safety day. Jim Bonnerdale posted that High Tech is planning a major, not little major, big major event for Drone Safety Day. So that's super cool. I don't know if that's going to be a Drone Pro thing because we had kind of talked about that a little bit. Jim Bonnerdale is actually on the Drone Pro team with me in San Diego.
Awesome.
So we're hoping to put something together, and he always focuses on safety anyways. Also, Tawny Smith is up in the San Diego kind of area, and she's working with a company that is getting some career development going. And
Cool.
so Kim has made a couple comments in there, and Deandra is a rock star, just posting everything. Boy, you better save the chat this time, everybody. Right? There is a
Boy,
lot
you should.
of great information and links in there. So just as a curiosity, if people could just throw into the chat just a brainstorm idea of how you think you can do something for Drone Safety Day. Not to do a call out, but generally we have Linda Quackenboss on here, and we also have Maria Cugini. So these are a couple of key people that I work with a bit, and then Linda has been on our Coffee Connection quite a bit. So she does photography. So just to kind of do a little shout out, how do you think you can do a Drone Safety Day and do some sort of an outreach? Michelle says she'd like to share an overview about fixed wing and training. Awesome.
Love it.
Awesome.
I think that's amazing.
Jim's liking the drone racing. Ooh, I like it. Oh my gosh.
Ooh,
You know,
yes.
I also, and part of this conversation is just to inspire, give people ideas of what they can do, because make it fun for one. And I have to do a kind of a shout out to something that was held at the, it's Jim Bonnerdale's, the San Diego Flyers, and I'm going to botch that up. I'm sorry. Silent Electric Flyers. Sorry, Jim. They did
love the
a
name.
drone. Yes, it's an amazing place. It's an AMA field there in Mission Bay area. And he was hosting an event there that had an obstacle course, and the drones would go through the obstacle course. Another one that was super fun that he did was they put a device onto the drone, and Jim would probably be better to share, but they put a device on the drone. How high can we fly? 400 feet, right?
400 feet.
And so they put a device on the drone, and you got one chance to take it up to 400 feet. And the person that would just one shot go up and do it won that little class, right? So fun recreational event, super cool. Of course, a young kid won because he flies all the time and he knows his drone. How perfect is that? Super
That's
fun.
amazing.
Yeah, so it's so
That's
good
really
to,
incredible.
yeah, do fun events. Just think about, okay, what can we do? You're still doing safety, right? How high can we fly? 400 feet, right? Know your drone, know what it looks like at 400 feet. So yeah, and Jim said that was the Altitude Quest event.
Amazing. And hi, Perla. Nice to see you. Perla
Yay!
and I connected at Exponential.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Nice to see you as well.
Awesome. So Maria posted, do more education on how drones are saving lives. See,
Yes.
thank you that I was able to do a call out for you, Maria. But it's perfect. That is absolutely perfect. So there's so many ways that somebody can just participate in drone safety.
Absolutely.
And that day is what?
Oh, are
June?
we?
No, I'm just trying to reinforce. There you go. June 18th.
June 18th.
Yeah,
Yes.
put that date back out there. Right. So that means the ball needs to be rolling, right?
Let's get it going.
Yeah.
And we've got what, 32 people on the call. So I will be expecting, 30 new events on Drone Safety Day on the website in, the next day or two, by the end of the week, I think.
I think so.
Is that good enough for homework?
I think that's good. I think that's really good. Yes. Love it. Love it. Well, we actually have maybe about 5 minutes to wrap things up here. So trying to get everybody all pumped up and what they're going to be doing. I can't wait to hear what everybody decides to share. Maybe we'll have to hear back from you to find out, what everybody signed up as. Don't forget to post your pictures on social media and tag it. Very true.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I just want to say there's somebody with their hand up. So I want to make sure that we
I
get
don't see it. Oh, it's Tanya.
It's
Hi,
me.
Tanya.
I know it.
Hi,
It's
Tanya.
just me. Hi, Dizzy. Hi, Alina. We actually met at AUVSI as
Yes.
well. But
Yes, we did.
you guys had some super cool swag at your booth, which was great. The stickers and references. So for those planning live events, if we wanted to get a stock of, say those stickers or like airspace items, is that available directly through the FAA offices, or is that just something we can download and then have, I guess, reprinted?
Great question. I'm gonna defer to Deandra and Crystal on this one.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think we have enough stickers to send those out to everyone who might request them. I know Elena and her team are going to need that for their droning on site visits this year, but we do have all those graphics that are available on our website that you can print out.
Got it. Okay. Thank you. Good to know.
Great question, Tony. Thank you. Yeah.
Jim, that's a great point. The local FISDO does have some materials, so you can go hit them up.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. So if you were going to just kind of summarize your thoughts in inspiring people, what would be your last little sales pitch that you'd like to throw out there for just kind of motivating people and gearing up?
Ooh, Drone Safety Day,
Okay.
June 18th. Get out there, host an event, participate, attend other events. Let's talk about drones. Let's talk about safety. And the more people who are flying safe, the better it's going to be for everybody. And have a great time. Have fun. Drones are fun. And be safe about it. That's my pitch.
That's your final pitch right there. And so I love that we had all that conversation going back and forth. And when I look at all the people that are here attending today on this Coffee Connection, there is such a wide span. I'm based traditionally kind of up in the San Diego area, but there's a wide span of people from all around the United States and beyond, right? And so I'm excited to see how it grows and expands. And that being said, how has it grown and expanded? I know it used to be Drone Safety Week. How's it expanded throughout time and the participation and the growth in that direction?
Sure. So we did have Drone Safety Awareness Week, and we started that in 2019. We got a lot of feedback on it. So that feedback is part of the reason that we condensed everything, put it on one day, and on a weekend. So, we're listening. We want to make sure that we are taking your feedback and learning from it. because your feedback helps us do better, and make sure that we are here to, you know, help everybody. So with that, we really envision this being, of course, an annual event, and we want to see more and more events every year. So last year, Drone Safety Awareness Week did have at least one event in every state. Can we do better than that this year? Like that's the real question. And the answer is yes, we absolutely can. So I cannot wait to see what events you put on this year. If you start thinking about next year already, that would be amazing. What events can you put on next year? Are you going to have the same event? What are you going to do that is bigger next year? Or are you going to have more? I cannot wait to see where your creativity takes Drone Safety Day. And that's really, really what I'm looking forward to.
I love that. Yes. Where that creativity goes. I love it.
Yes.
So with that, we are going to wrap things up, and I'm going to do a quick little announcement here regarding some things to look forward to besides Drone Safety Day, right? But we also have some really good speakers coming up. Would be Swoop Arrows coming. We have some business branding coming up with Susan Kaplan, and we're also going to have Drone Harmony coming up here on the Coffee Connection. So with that being said, I truly, truly thank you. I know everyone here has thanked you, Elena, and Deandra, boy, she was just putting all that information in there. A lot of thank yous popping up into our chat there. I really encourage everybody to save the chat. If you don't know how, it's the 3 dots on the lower right-hand corner. So much great information was shared. And Elena, I just want to thank you for everything you do. You're always out there and sharing, and it's just really, really inspiring to see everything that you're doing. So thank you.
I could say absolutely the same thing about you. We love seeing you in meetings. You always have so much knowledge and so much valuable information to share. Thank you so much for everything you do, and thank you for having me today.
Yes.
Really appreciate being here. And
Oh,
thank you everybody for all of your amazing questions and comments. I have been saving the chat, and I can't wait to go back through it.
all right. Well, make sure you save that chat, right? All right, everybody. Thank you. Thank you again for joining us. We'll see you next Tuesday. Right.
Bye,
Elena.
thank you.
That kind of wraps it up.